Welcome ESL, and we are back for week 5 at Nurburgring. This should be a good one. I have Rhett Sawyer in the booth with me today.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be back, and let's see what we got for some Week 5 racing.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to how this week turns out. And first on the track is Mitchie O'Brien from the Brew Crew. Now Crystal Rose coming out of pit road. It's DJ Hume and Ani. They came out together, teammates.
Looks like DJ's trying to give Ani a little bit of a pull today.
Yeah, we'll see what type of lap times they can put together around this 3 mile track. Where do you think we're going to have some passing lanes on this track?
The key areas I'm looking at here, you're probably looking in from turn 12 all the way down through 14 and 15. That straight into a high speed turn at 13, but the chicane right there at 14 and 15, that's going to be a good passing opportunity if you can get lined up side by side. You might be looking at something off into turns 1 and 2 if you can get side by side as well. I think those are going to be our main areas.
There's Nolan Pierce. Your top 5 in the point standings is Rhett at first, Doug Britton in second. Doug is 70 points behind the 32. That's how big of a lead the 32 has. Killmonger in third. Kyle Storm in fourth. And Javier rounds out your top 5. In the point standings, can the 32 keep the hot streak going? And he comes out right now, as we have still 6 minutes on the clock.
I think one thing to look at here is it looks like it's going to be another long track, so first lap is probably where you're going to want to throw down the best time.
Yeah, I believe so. Most of these drivers just gonna be able to probably get 1 lap in here anyways. Some might get 2, might be able to squeeze a second one out. There's still a few cars that have not come out. Well, actually, everyone's out on the track now. But Ani and Delro, Hume, Mitchie, those cars are all completing their first lap around. As we look at our new driver, rookie driver in the series, that is Hans. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. The number 25, right behind him, is the 52 of Tyler Grimm's trying to get by him. Might be slowing him down.
Yeah, if you're Tyler Grims, this is something you didn't want here. You need to get around him quick if you can.
Yes, he does.
Luckily, this isn't his qualifying lap yet, but he needs to try to get around to start this hot lap.
Yeah, this is still his warm-up lap, and hopefully he can get by him, but he needs to do it quick because he's around the last turn here already. And it doesn't look like he's going to get by him. Mitchie O'Brien lays down the first time of 2 minutes 18 seconds, .770. That is the time to beat.
Yeah, so this is going to be one of our longer tracks here, or laps. So it's going to be hard to really improve on a second lap time here with how much of the tires you're taking out in one lap.
That is very true. Now Chris Del Rowe on top of the board. Ani in second. Del Rowe with 218.572, a tenth faster than Ani. Chris Del Rowe in ninth in points, so he's been quietly having a good season here. Kyle Storm moves up to fourth on the board.
Yeah, he had Delro had an up and down first couple or 3 weeks, but last week he put together 2 solid races, if I remember correctly, and is starting to make a dent in things.
Evan Ethel up to fourth on the board. Coming across is Doug Britton. Doug Britton seventh. Tyler Markle fourth. Colin Pierce tops the board. Solid lap by the 11.430, a tenth faster than Chris Del Rowe. Still a lot of cars that need to cross here, though. Waiting on that 32. What type of time can that 32 put together? As he's getting around, going around turn 16 here. Javier on top of the board, 0.320. Brett fifth on the board. We still have a few more. Morningstar Andrews. Nelly just crossed. We still have a minute left in qualifying. What time will the 333, what type of lap can he put together? And he is currently 12th. This time is getting ready to expire. I don't know if anyone could improve on these times, Rhett.
Yeah, it's going to be tough here, I think. Usually on our longer laps, we haven't seen many lap 2 improvements. We've seen maybe a couple here and there, but it's not very consistent.
You see Doug Britton passing by the start finish. Colin Pierce. This might be it here as far as the best lap times we're going to get. The session is over. So if it stays this way, it's going to be Javier on the pole, Eweezy second, Colin Pierce third, Del Rowe fourth, Sawyer fifth, Nelly sixth, Ani seventh, Hume eighth, Marco ninth, and Evan Ethel would round out your top 10. Chris Del Rose in the chat, thank you for joining us on the stream. We're looking forward to see what you can do today, starting in fourth.
One thing here to look forward to is as we're closing out, with the standing start going into a hard braking zone to turn 1, there can be a chance for a lot of side-by-side action for the first few runs.
That is true. It's standing starts. I mean, it doesn't seem like much, but if you have a great jump on that start, you could definitely gain a few positions easily.
Easily.
fuel is 1 and 2 to start this race. They haven't had a great season so far in the Clio Cup. We'll see if they can put it together today. And we got Sloth Racing in third. They're third and fourth, so they also have a good showing. This is a very interesting track. Looking forward to see how this race plays out. And it looks like this is probably it here, and it is. We'll be back in a few minutes for the start of the race. We are getting ready to start this race. And here we go. Week 5 is underway. And everyone's trying to battle for position like we talked earlier. This is a chance to try to gain a few spots here. There's Evan Ethel and Nice trying to battle with Tyler Markle. And Markle gets pretty wide on that turn. There's Kyle Storm trying to get into the inside of Morningstar, but couldn't do it. This track is going to be very demanding on these tires.
Yeah, this seems to be like one of our more technical tracks of the season. Lots of turns, some high speed, medium speed, and a lot of low speed turns as well.
We will see where these drivers try to attempt these passes. Right now is Vasquez, Eweezy, and Pierce, your top three. Then it's Del Bro and Nelly moved up a spot up to fifth. Rhett is in sixth. Hume seventh. Ani eighth. Evan ninth. And Tyler Markle rounds out your top 10. As we hit this front stretch, we'll see if drivers try to draft. As you see the 7 trying to break the draft as fast as he can. You're carrying a whole ton of momentum into this turn here. As we have a battle for fourth. That's Del Bro as they touch. Going around the turn. Hopefully that doesn't affect one of these cars. They definitely made contact there. Rhett Sawyer wide around the turn. Could lose a spot here. There's a lot of battles going on. Morningstar moves into 10th. The 42 is in a tough spot right now. Mitchie O'Brien.
Yeah, it looks like Del Rose got his elbows out and then slammed the door in that pass that was being made by Nelly. And Sawyer jumped out a little bit trying to avoid anything that was going on.
And we're looking at Doug Britton in 13th. He's trying to battle Morningstar. This is for 9th here. Gunny McGuire up to 14th. The drivers definitely making some moves here early on in this race. There's Tyler Grimes in the 16th there. There's the new driver, Hans, the number 25, up one position. And then is Rocco Stallone rounding out the field. And Killmonger in 17th. You want to just finish in the top 20 at least to get some type of points. Morningstar has gained the most positions, up 3.
Yeah, he's done a good job capitalizing on chaos being caused in this turns 1 through 3 here.
As we go to your leader, the number 7. He has not pulled away from Eweezy, and then Colin Pierce is right there as well. As we still got a ways to go in this one. Seems like turns 1 and 2 is when drivers really try to take a gamble and try to make a pass if they can.
Yeah, so far that's been the spot. Mainly for the people attacking behind someone sitting behind the leader here.
Easy in second. Right behind him is still Pierce and Del Rowe. Then it's the 18 of Nelly. He's quietly having a good race himself. Will anyone try to make something happen here? Coming into this turn, 11 thinks about it. Everyone is trying to settle in here. There's just a little separation between 5th and 6th.
Yeah, that happened a few laps ago when Rhett tried to avoid the Nelly and Del Row action, and he went really wide off of turn 3.
There's Kyle Storm in the 14th. He's lost 3 positions. Jason Breeze, currently in 18th. Javier holding on to the lead, but not by much. Only separated by a few car lengths. He cannot get further away from the 299. So everyone is pretty tight between 1st and 5th. Seven tries to break that draft. He went all the way to the inside of the track. There goes the 11. He almost had an opening there. He had a very good shot at it as we have another battle going on, and that's Kyle Storm and Doug Britton. They almost made contact going around that turn 3, I think it is. And they're still side by side. 68 of Gunny is now gonna try to pass the 84. You see Killmonger in the mix as well. Killmonger is currently 3rd in points. This is not the race he wanted today, so he's going to try to make the most of it and try to get some type of points out of it.
Yeah, you got Killmonger in 3rd down there in 16. You also got Doug only a couple spots ahead of him. He's in 2nd. Two of your top 3 not having a great start to week 5.
Your top 5, they're still neck and neck pretty much. Nobody's creating separation. And we're about halfway through this race. And now is when tire wear is going to start playing some type of role here. But turns 1, 2, 3, and 4 have been chaotic at times.
Yeah, with people settling in right now, it doesn't seem like there's too much too many openings here. Pierce keeps looking going into turn one, but he doesn't take the shot.
Yeah, he takes a peek, but he just cannot get there. Let's do a rundown of your top 15 as Javier is your leader. Weezy in second. Colin Pierce third. Chris Del Roe in fourth. Nelly fifth. Rhett Sawyer sixth. DJ Hume in seventh. Ani in eighth. Barney start having a good run in ninth. Evan Ethel 10th. Tyler Markle 11th. Mitchie O'Brien 12th. Kyle Storm in 13th. Doug Britton 14th. And Gunny McGuire rounds out your top 15. Then behind him is Killmonger and Tyler Grims. As Kyle Storm and Mitchie O'Brien side by side going around the turn. And this is a different part of the track where we haven't seen too much passing yet. But maybe because tires are starting to wear, it's going to start opening up, creating more opportunities. And they're still side by side going down the stretch.
What a battle we have going on here, side by side, for a while now.
Yeah, still side by side going around 1 and 2. And now Mitchie gets a little wide, opens the door. The 84 moves up another spot, up to 13th. One bad mistake will open the door for someone else. As we check back in with your leaders, the 7 is still in the lead, 299 right behind him. As we have 9 minutes remaining in this one, looking at about 219 a lap. Probably about 5-6 laps to go.
Yeah, that's what it roughly seems about right now. Probably should say about 5.
There's about a 3-second gap between 5th and 6th place. As Weezy took a look there for a second. And there's the number 11. He's going to try to make a pass for second here. And now we're starting to see some passing lanes open up in this part of the track here. Can the 299 hold on? You also have Del Roe. Del Roe sneaks in there. He gets back in line.
Unfortunately, Colin Pierce wasn't able to hold that outside line like we saw from Kyle Storm in the last lap. Because eventually it was able to work out for him, but Pierce wasn't able to hold on there.
He had a great shot at it. I really thought he was going to get by. That helped his number 7 pull away slightly. About a 1-second lead now. But we're at that point of the race. There is really not much more time to waste. You got to make your moves now. Colin Pierce try to make another pass here. And he's right there. He's just looking for the right time. It seems to me like that 11 is a little faster than the 299.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. He just hasn't been able to make an opening stick here.
I have a feeling he will before this race is over. This is the part of the track where he attempted to pass the last time. Will he try it once again? He is all over the bumper to 299. And there he goes. He's going to take a peek again. Couldn't get there this time. Maybe he will attempt it here, heading into 1 and 2. The number 7 continues to extend his lead, about 2 seconds now.
Yeah, Javier's been quick out front. It's not something we see all the time where the lead driver has the fastest lap, but seems like he's just got it hooked up today.
Yeah, he's been having a pretty solid race. There's Rhett Sawyer in 6. Still having a solid race. I mean, Rhett's season has been insane, to be honest. I mean, he's just been putting together some great races.
Yeah, outside of the first few weeks where he did really well, sitting on the pole quite often. Outside of that, he's just been very consistent. Hasn't necessarily. He's just been hanging around in the middle of the top 10, letting the other guys behind him fall back a little bit.
And that's what you got to do. His average finish is 3.38. That is an insane number. Basically, a top 3. He's averaging a top 3 right now.
Yeah, because even though he's sitting in 6, he's not really up there with the top 5. You look at second and third are still both quite a ways back of him in this race alone, so he's extending his lead even with the 6th place finish.
And there goes DJ Hume. Can he look there to make a pass? He couldn't get there. Lost City having a good race. They got 3 cars, 7, 8, and 9. Which is Hume, Ani, and Morningstar. As we hit the 4-minute mark, and time is starting to run out for drivers to start making moves. As the number 7 is 2 seconds, has a 2-second lead. And there's E-Weezy and Colin Pierce. These drivers just want to hold on to the podium. I have a feeling that number 11 is going to make a move here at some point before this race is over. That's Mitchie O'Brien. He's trying to battle with the 84. This is for 13th. There's Gunny McGuire. It's all 3 Brew Crew cars fighting for position here.
Yeah, the Brew Crew probably not too happy that they're battling so hard with each other instead of just trying to get around the others.
There's Tyler Grimm's trying to find an opening as well. Trying to get by Mitchie as Mitchie continues to fall back. You can see he's pretty loose. As we go back to your leaders, and there's Colin Pierce. We have 2 minutes to go. This will be the last lap next time around here. As soon as we cross this start finish, it'll be the last lap. There's not enough time to get back around. As we cross the line, this is the last lap of the race. Can number 11 get by the 299? Looks like Easy has put a few car lengths in between now. Him and the 11.
Yeah, Weezy had a good race and did what he was supposed to do with his teammate out in front. Didn't let anyone else around him and just let Javier have a clean race out there.
Yeah, Easy's currently 11th in points. He needed a race like this. I'm actually looking at the wrong standings, but hold on. Uh, Easy, yeah, he is 11th. And Javier is 5th, but he had dropped down 2 positions in the standings in the last race. So both these drivers needed a race like this. And Colin Pierce, he had dropped down to 10th in the standings, so he also needed a race like this. And Del Rowe, he's just been consistent. Not the last 2 races. So this will be another top 5 for that 16.
Yeah, Del Rose definitely picked it up after the first progression window. He's really made it consistently now in the top 10, so should see him climbing up week by week.
This will close the gap slightly, in between the top 10 here as far as points goes. I mean, there's still so many races left. So much could happen.
Yeah, after week 5's races, we're looking at only 16 races, or still 16 races left.
Javier goes around the last turn. And Javier Vasquez wins at Nurburgring in week 5 in the first race. Iwisi second. And Colin Pierce third. Those are your 3 cars on the podium. In 4th was Chris Del Rowe. 5th, Nelly. 6th, Rhett. 7th, Hume. 8th, Ani. 9th, Morningstar. And Evan Ethel rounds out your top 10. What are your takeaways from this race, Rhett, and what are you looking forward to tomorrow?
Well, it was a good race by Low Fuel up front. They definitely needed the results they got today. Hopefully tomorrow we can see a little bit more shakeup, get some new people up front, and continue to see the opportunities open up on into the chicane on the backstretch to create more opportunities for passing.
Yeah, it's, I felt like some of today's results were also like some cars just came out in bad spots in qualifying. Um, but all in all, it was a pretty good race. And it wasn't a super hot track neither. It was only 94 degrees. So that could also play a factor, how cars handle on the course. But I look forward to see what Del Rowe can do tomorrow. If can he continue that consistency Because if he can, he'll definitely keep climbing up that leaderboard.
Yeah, Del Rose definitely made a good run of races here after the first progression window. Seems like him and his team really got it dialed in over there.
He will definitely gain a little more ground today. Up next is ARCA. We are at Kentucky Speedway. And that should be fun. And we still have the supercars, the night race at Sebring. That'll be the last race of the day. So we still have some great racing on tap for today. Well, congrats to the number 7. I think this is actually Lofield's first win of the season in the Clio Cup, and it is. But it's been a fun one here in race 1. We'll see what happens in race 2. Up next is ARCA. So stay tuned for that in about 15 minutes. Like always, thank you for supporting the stream and supporting the league. I will see you guys next time.